So this is my second video of today. This is the training mistakes part 3 video, and also that squatting thing. Yeah, so I did earlier, like about a month ago maybe, I did a my training mistakes part 1 and part 2, and I decided it's time to make a part 3 as well. So yeah, here it is. These are basically mistakes I've made in the past 6 months, basically. Well, I guess 3 months, really. So, the first mistake was the kind of like program hopping or inconsistencies in terms of like doing this, like, program hopping and just always thinking that what I'm doing is the wrong thing, and as soon as I find out something else, I think that that's better. So yeah, that's basically what the problem was. Like I literally changed my workout plan like every 2.5 to 3 weeks in the past 3 months, and I didn't really want to like talk about that much because it's kind of embarrassing. But yeah, I didn't really stick with anything long enough because the first 3 months, there's a lot of stuff I was doing like that I thought was probably not optimal. Like I was doing like all this. I was doing like 20 minutes of running every day. Like I was squatting like halfway down. I was benching. I was doing like half reps on the bench press. Like it was not very good. But I actually made some pretty good progress because I was a not complete, but I was more of I was a beginner, which I'm still a beginner, but I was more of a beginner. And there was more, and I was just like, no, I just knew like that's what I need to do, and I was just like stuck with it really well. And then 3 months later, I started questioning things, and that's when I stopped making the progress. So I'm basically, something I'm kind of doing during this little mini cut is just thinking about the best way to like arrange everything, so I just don't have to keep thinking about it, questioning it, and I'm just gonna stick with it for a year. The only change I'm really gonna make throughout this year is get some alarm. Only change I'm gonna do this year is sorry, I got distracted. Is that after a few months I'm going to switch to like more periodization and more variety than just doing the 5x5s when I'm doing my bench squat and deadlift. So yeah, that was a big mistake. I'm not going to talk about that much more because that's basically the gist of it. And this is a very common beginner mistake. The next mistake that I made was inward knee rotation on the squats, and this is probably what a lot of you will probably come here to see or hear about, because and pretty much what happened was during the first 3 months I wasn't really squatting all the way down, and I was doing it in the Smith machine. But after the next 3 months, it was like I decided it's time to start squatting all the way down. But what I kind of didn't realize is that that it's not just squatting all the way down. You also do not want to do inward knee like the inward knee rotation now. And I've been getting away with it, but on Thursday I could not get away with it, and I kind of hurt my knee. So I'm not going to demonstrate it because I'm really worried to like even doing it with my own weight will like hurt my knee again. But I'm going to show a little clip of somebody else doing it on YouTube here. So here, I hope you can see that. We'll just watch this. Pay very close attention to this guy's knees. Now you might be thinking like, oh, that's not a big deal. Like he didn't, like his knees didn't cave in very much. But even small things like that will really hurt your knees. Like that's about how much my knees were caving in on Thursday when I hurt my knees. So yeah, very important. Do not make this mistake. Try as much as possible if you can't do squatting in a mirror, so you can make sure that your knees are not caving in, because that is a very bad habit. And it's very sad, but I'm once again starting off with 135 because I really don't want to hurt anything doing this. So yeah, kind of sucks, but gotta do that again. So very important mistake that you really need to make sure you're not making. And the third mistake was simply very simple. It was just not enough calories. For the first 3 months, I was, it was fine. But then after 3 months, I quit doing the cardio. And because I quit doing the cardio, I took off like a few hundred calories. I took like a few hundred calories off of my diet. And this was around the same time that I realized that pacing around in between sets, especially on the compound lifts, helped me stay more focused. So there's a little more like just like general pacing around and walking around in my life, and then also I took off a few hundred calories because I wasn't doing cardio anymore, and that was probably not a good idea because that's about when I stopped making very significant, if any, gains on the scale. Or with very little progress. So yeah, it's kind of an issue that is just a very simple, easy to solve problem. Yeah. Now, so like there's this guy a couple of days ago, where he was like, it was after my workout, and I guess he was done with his workout too, and there was still like, I guess he didn't have to go right away or something. He just decided to hang around, and he's asking me like, so how's your progress or whatever? And I'm just like, whatever, it's okay. And then he's like, so have you like progressed in the past month or whatever? And I'm like, yeah, well, my deadlift got a little higher. I haven't really, other than that, that's about it really. Like I kind of noticed my forearms might be getting a little bigger. That's about all I had to say about that. And he's just kind of telling me like you're probably not like, or like not probably not. He's like telling me like you're not, like you need to eat more food basically. It's not like, oh, you're some like scrawny little kid, you're like starving. It's not like that. It's just like you kind of plateaued on progress. You need more food to keep progressing. So yeah, that's basically probably true. And I'd actually been kind of thinking about that the day before. And now ironically, I went on this little cut after he told me that, but as soon as this cut's over, I'm going to take his advice. So yeah, those are pretty much these mistakes. And I thought I had something else to say about that. Oh yeah, it's like a common thing that I've kind of like after I started researching this and looking it up a little bit, that a lot of these guys that are like having this issue where they're not making any progress, it's like years past and they still are like 135 pounds or whatever, or 140 pounds. And they're like, and then some bigger guy will be like, you want to keep making progress, right? And they're like, yeah. So it's like, yeah, well, you're not eating enough because I've seen you here for like a year and you're like the same size. And they're like, yeah, and they're like, often, I found out that they often like kind of try to insist that they are actually eating enough. But now I find that kind of silly because it's like, if the scale's not budging, then it's obvious. I mean, I don't understand why they would think that. Unless they're like, running miles a day, and then they might be like, okay, maybe I'll just stop running all those miles every day. But just in general, doesn't really make any sense. Yeah. But Anyway, those are just 3 mistakes to avoid. And I hope this helps somebody out. So, yeah, just like, comment, and subscribe. And my next video will probably be like some little vlog. Yeah, hopefully. I've never really made like a complete proper vlog, but I think I'm gonna try doing that on next video.